I've seen things most people wouldn't believe.
You've done your research and you're ready to buy, and now is one of the best times of the year to buy last year's TV at a deep discount. We're talking Super Bowl Sunday. Today we'll be going into Best Buy to show you the TVs that they have in stock, as well as the TVs that are on sale, so you can make the best purchase for you. Now, all these prices and TVs are available online, but it is tradition on this channel to go into the store, not just to show you what's there, but how the store is set up for you to make the best purchase possible. Without further ado, let's check out Best Buy Super Bowl Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. All right, guys, let's do it. Sony is up first. This is the best Sony pad that I have seen in the state and perhaps even in the country at a Best Buy. Their entire lineup is here in full force at many different sizes, as well as all of their sound bars and even their receivers and speakers. It is beautifully laid out, very organized. We see the prices right where they're supposed to be, as we have the Sony A95L 77-inch Quantum Dot OLED and the 77-inch Bravia 8 OLED. You also see the Bravia 9 in all its glory at 85 inches. So few of you have been able to see the Bravia 9 at its top form at 85. Again, the prices are laid out exactly where they're supposed to be, which is hit or miss in a lot of retail locations. It's so amazing and rare to see the Sony lineup displayed this way. Not only do you have the Bravia 9 at 85 inches, you have the Bravia 7 mini LED at 85 inches as well, sitting just below the 75-inch Sony X90L full array local dimming LED. I'll glance over the prices so you can see them, but incredible to see this lineup in full force at all these different sizes. Special shout out to Jackie from Sony. She is amazing, and I know she is tasked with making sure that this Sony layout looks the way it looks. She does an incredible job and was very helpful for me in shooting this content. As we look over at the Bravia 7 and another X90L beside it. I also love the way the store is laid out, because there are different sound bars under each TV with the corresponding prices right beside them. So it's easy to glance down and see a different sound bar and then see the price. But look at the comparisons of these two models that are actually behind the main pad. So you have 65, and then you turn around and here's the other TVs, XR80, XR70. So you have Bravia 8, Bravia 7 are there. What I love is also the inventory is there to bring home that day. So you have the different sound bars all over the store, but underneath the TVs. That way you can compare the prices. Amazing layout. And having the TVs together so you can do your comparison in store, not just with the separate models, but the different sizes and the different technologies, as we look over at the Bravia 8W OLED right beside the Bravia 7. I love that they also separate the sizes, letting you know what sizes are available for each model. Now, why I also wanted to focus on Sony is their TVs will be the last TVs announced this year. They also release much later in the year, which gives you more time to look at last year's amazing lineup of 2024 TVs at a deep discount. They haven't even announced their models yet, giving you again more opportunity to get the TV that you've done all your research on already. And that's why I love doing these videos in store. It just shows you them in full form next to each other in a massive location instead of in a studio in a video by itself. What also made me smile is the A90K Master Series OLED. I miss the Master Series, which, their newer TVs are still considered Master Series in terms of their quality, but I do miss that branding. It just was like that elite badge that we all love and miss. But the A90K was gorgeous and one of the first smaller OLEDs. As we pan away from the rest of the Sony kiosk, could not stop staring at it as we look at the Theater Bar 9, which I actually have at home, and it is excellent. Lastly, we're going to look at the Sony Bravia 3, which is over here by itself at 85 inches. Now, looking at the Bravia 3 here, this is where I think it has more impact. You can see the Sony speakers and Sony receivers here as well. Sony has an entire ecosystem that works all together. Now, another reason I like filming these in store is showing you the commitment to inventory from Best Buy and the Best Buy employees that take the time to put these TVs out. As we look at the different prices of the Bravia 3, it's all about what you can see in front of you and then take home that very day. Instead of just relying on our videos and our reviews, go in for yourself and see the build quality, see the chassis, see how it looks in this bright environment, and then turn around and there the TVs are. Oh, we saw the little A90Ks right there in front, Master Series. But really seeing the TVs for yourself is so important, and I think it's important to be able to say, you know what, I have a truck outside, or I'll come back and get it later today as we check out a 55-inch Bravia 8. Love the Bravia 8. I have this at home at 65 inches. And again, though I'm repeating myself, seeing this many Sonys at this many different sizes is incredible. And I'm spending more time on it because I know you guys don't have the opportunity to see this many sizes in any one location. The Bravia 9 at 65 inches, next to a 85-inch X90L. And this is your personal research. You're looking at the Bravia 9 at 65 inches. Then you see the X90L at 85. You look at the prices. Then you can do a spin move and go over to the main pad and see the Bravia 9 at 85 and then see the 75 X90L. You can do these comparisons yourself all day. Now, here is a hidden gem in the middle of these boxes. If you want the best value Sony OLED, it is the A75L. This is a more basic A80L, only in chassis, not in picture quality. So I wish the A75L was on display, but this TV is absolutely incredible. I have the A80L. So the A75L is, again, a more simplistic A80L, but you still have all the same picture quality and the XR cognitive processor. Go in and check out the A75L if you want the best value-based, without losing picture quality, Sony OLED. Moving on to Samsung, which is always in full force at any Best Buy that you see in the country with their entire lineup. Here we'll be looking at the incredible 77-inch S95D Quantum Dot OLED with its new anti-glare coating. Also the S90D 77-inch, again, showing you the different sizes that are available, but that anti-glare coating that some of you don't love, you can really see the strength of it in the store. Where the TVs to the right, the QN90D has reflections all over, on the S95D you see absolutely nothing. One of my favorite TVs to review last year was the Samsung QN85D Neo QLED Mini LED. Ridiculous value, excellent picture quality. Sitting just below the Samsung QN90D, this is close to their flagship Neo QLED Mini LED. Look at the sizes available for a TV of this magnitude, 43 to 98. That's 4 amazing TVs in their main pad, and here is the crown jewel, the Samsung QN900D Neo QLED Mini LED at 8K. Bezel-less design, the best upscaling from Samsung's entire lineup. Samsungs are the pioneers of 8K, and they are sticking with it with 2 more models in 2025. They are not going anywhere, while the other manufacturers have abandoned the resolution. Now, for Samsung and their 2025 lineup, I think this is very important. For those of you that don't love that anti-glare finish that you saw on the S95D, this is a great opportunity to buy the 2024 lineup at a deep discount. Here's why. The 2025 Samsung lineup will have that anti-glare from top to bottom, or at least should I say from their flagship down to that QN90 level. So if you don't like that anti-glare, definitely look into buying the 2024 lineup, as we also check out the Sony S85D. This is a W OLED, not a quantum dot OLED. But for those of you that don't like that anti-glare, which I actually don't mind, get back and check out the 2024 lineup, especially at Best Buy, where you can see the strengths of both the anti-glare and the gloss. So as we check out Samsung's most popular TV, the Frame. Now, many of you laugh at the Frame, but they sell 1 million of these, ton of sizes available. Now, the Frame is one I would wait until 2025 on, unless you want a deep discount, as the Frame's picture quality is going to improve immensely as they are moving to mini LED next year. Now, you have to give Samsung credit. They have the best presentation in the world. Not only the build of something like the QN900D, but also their presentation in regards to showmanship. From CES all the way down to their store locations, even the smaller Best Buys, their presentation is top notch, and no one can touch the amount of models they have available. 2 different QD OLEDs, 2 different 8K Neo QLED mini LEDs, 3 to 4 different Neo QLED mini LEDs in the 4K lineup, unmatched. Moving on to LG, again, we have one of the best LG pads in the state. The entire LG OLED lineup presented here, especially one of my favorites, which is the LG B4. You see it here with the LG G4. The B4 is still 120 hertz, gorgeous image quality, and a tremendous value. The G4 has the Alpha 11 processor, micro lens array, ridiculously bright. It is the Gallery series, so it is flush against the wall, same thickness from top to bottom, and the LG G4 was my favorite TV last year, and I'm predicting the LG G5 will be even better, and one that I'm looking to purchase for myself. Again, we have a ton of inventory here put out by the Best Buy staff, so you can walk in and purchase right now and take home. And now these aren't just Super Bowl sales, they'll be on for a while. But LG, for me, you're going W OLED, they are the top of the line. Gaming features with the G4, C4, and even B4, but with the G4 and the C4, you're looking at 144 hertz, G-Sync compatible. Their soundbar offerings are also here and below each TV. Now, around the corner, you're going to see a 77-inch LG C4. To me, the safest bet from LG, if you want to get the 2024 lineup, is the C4 and the B4, because you'll expect incremental upgrades from that lineup. The G4, definitely recommended, again, my favorite TV last year, but you might want to wait, as they are using a new panel for the G5. A primary RGB tandem OLED, which is very exciting. It could be a game changer. So unless you want the G4 at a deep discount, I would wait for the G5, but the C4 and the B4 easily recommended to grab now. It's just that I'm very excited for what the G5 has to offer. But if you want one of the best TVs of the year last year, the G4 is something you cannot beat. Now, the LG pad is actually a little hard to film because they have a lot of movies playing, so I can't show those due to copyright, but there's a real treat over in the corner is the LG M series. They're wireless OLEDs. They're basically G series with this wireless design, but you rarely, if ever, see these in store. My only complaint about the LG pad here at this Best Buy, or really any Best Buy, is the lack of QNEDs. There's actually one behind me off, and this is the Magnolia section, by the way, so it's away from the main LG pad. But if LG really wants to survive in this environment, embracing the QNED lineup is super important, and they're doing that in 2025. M series is very cool. Lossless audio, wireless, very beautiful design. And behind me is the QNED at 98 inches. Now this one isn't 98 inches. The pricing is for 98 inches. I reviewed this TV last year. The QNED 89. The 98 inch is an absolute monster and also a tremendous value if you want to go with LG at its largest size. You'll see more QNEDs, as I mentioned, in 2025. Now, why am I urging LG to spend more resources and time on the QNED lineup? Is so much of the industry is going that way. And while their LG OLED lineup is absolutely gorgeous and cutting edge, you just need to have more variety. But again, love this pad from this particular Best Buy. A ton of inventory, and seeing the entire lineup together is amazing. Special shout out to the community that watches these videos live. I absolutely love you guys, but I do have a question for you guys. When you're talking about something like the LG G5 that is moving into a new panel, does that give you pause, or do you jump on the opportunity to embrace the new technology? I'm curious what you guys think. Again, micro lens array was around for a few years. Now they're moving into this new technology. Are you ready to jump on it, or are you going to hang back? Again, I've stated publicly the G4 was my favorite TV of last year, in a year we had amazing TVs from all the manufacturers as we move into Hisense. Now, as we check out the Hisense U8N ULED Mini LED, I also have this TV back at the studio, as well as the U7N. Ridiculous picture quality and an even better value. Now, the presence of Hisense is hit or miss depending on which Best Buy you're in. In this particular Best Buy, you have that one standalone kiosk, and you have another separate end cap pad. But does Hisense really even need the exposure, as they are absolutely killing it? And now they are steering innovation with the RGB Mini LED 116 UX that you saw at CES. But I love their lineup, their U7, U8, and now their UX lineups. Now, you're not seeing any inventory on the floor from Hisense. They have that in the back. And their presentation changes from store to store. For instance, the Best Buy in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina has their 100-inch TVs on display. Expect more of that in the future from Hisense, to have their larger TVs in store. But I love this end cap kiosk, as it has the U6N, U7N, and U8N. Having all three there where you can compare them is super important. Always recommend you can grab their 2024 lineup, but you're going to see with Hisense, they do have big upgrades from year to year. So if you're looking for value, again, at deep discount on 2024, recommend their entire lineup. However, keep in mind that their new U7Q, U8Q, you'll see big jumps in terms of image quality and brightness. But Hisense, a tremendous value, whether it's the beginning of the year or now. Moving into TCL, again, another brand that is innovating, as you see the NXT frame. They're also moving into the lifestyle space. Now, they don't have a huge presence in this particular Best Buy, which I found odd, but I got you covered. I swung by my local Best Buy for some more TCL coverage. But seeing them embrace the lifestyle market shows you also where their head is at. They also have the TCL QM6K, which I already have in for review. They're the one manufacturer out of all the manufacturers that already has a 2025 TV out for reviewers and soon out for you guys as we look at the 85-inch TCL QM8 and the 75-inch TCL QM7. TCL, very hard to beat in terms of value to performance ratio. In TCL, you're also seeing in more stores with a greater presence. In my local Best Buy, you have this pad, you also have a standalone kiosk, and then you have another kiosk with the NXT frame. With TCL, they're so easy to recommend because the performance and the value are unbelievable regardless of when you buy. But keep in mind, they're innovating so quickly with the new HVA panels, and the QM6K is an incredible indication of big jumps between generations. But for right now, TCL is a can't miss in terms of performance and value. Now, as we leave, I want to show you the Magnolia section where you're looking at the QN800D 8K Neo QLED Mini LED. But the Magnolia sections in your local Best Buys that have them are going to start looking very different very soon. They're all moving towards these massive LEDs and mini LEDs. This is where the industry is going. Now, this specific Best Buy still has an amazing custom integration section with many listening rooms with top-of-the-line receivers, speakers. They still have amps, projectors. But in your local Best Buys, you're going to start seeing the move towards these larger, more affordable mini LEDs and LEDs. Again, this is where the industry is going. But again, super important to be able to see these TVs in person, the immense size, and being able to judge that image quality, and then moving over to each manufacturer's pad to see their more premium offerings. Where in this section, especially in this Best Buy, you'll be looking at size over performance, which is also okay as the immersion is unbelievable, especially at this price point. Now, I recommend if you're going to buy one of these massive TVs, make sure you go see it in person, not only to get a feel for the size compared to your physical body, but seeing them next to each other is super important. You don't want to buy something that has low quality and is massive. You want to be able to really see it in person and get a scale for how large it is. As we're walking out of the Magnolia section, taking a look at the 77 S90D, I'm going to say goodbye here and say thank you. I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. Please consider liking and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Take care.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.